Welcome to Car Sales Talk 101, where it's all about life in the car business. Telling you like it is. Here's the man with the plan, Terry Cameron. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Car Sales Talk 101. I'm Terry Cameron. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. It's been a long time since I've done a buzzer beater, but we're going to have one today. This is going to be a buzzer beater to help us get fired up for this weekend. Now, times, over the past couple of years, things have changed, with COVID and, it's just a little bit different world on our lot than it was a few years ago. But I've noticed over the past several months, at least at my dealership, and a couple of people that I've talked to at other dealerships, that things have gotten a little stagnant. I mean, we're still having good months, but they're the same every single month. So I went back and I looked at some numbers because I believe that people lie and numbers don't. And what I found out, and this is over about a 4-month period, I figure after 4 months, the numbers ought to be true, is that I noticed that our demonstration drives have decreased greatly. And I mean greatly. What we'd like to do is somewhere be around an 80% demo drive statistic. 80% of the customers come on the lot, we want them to drive. Well, I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this, but we were closer to 45%. The other statistic that comes to mind now is that 90% of the customers said they had to drive the vehicle before they bought it. So if we're not getting all these people on a demo, then we're not even giving them a chance to buy a car. So I talked to a couple salespeople and said, hey, tell me what's happening out there. How come we're not getting people on a demo? And it came back down to, I don't like using the word lazy. I think we just get a little lackadaisical. Or I don't even know what a laurel is, but maybe we're sitting on our laurels. And we're asking customers if they want to go on a test drive, which is the wrong thing to do. We want to assume the test drive. So what I want you to do this weekend, I want you to have some pep in your step. I want you to get out there right away with a big shit-eating grin on your face when you greet that customer. And of course, most of the time they already know what they're coming to look at. They've already done their research online. But even if they haven't, you help them find that vehicle, and then you're not going to ask. You're going to say, guys, hop on in here. We're going to take this thing for a test drive because I want to make sure that you love it, because you're not going to buy it if you don't. So let's take it for a quick test drive. Hop on up in here and let's go. Now, I think that's a hell of a lot better than, hey, you guys want to take it for a ride? Because what are they going to say to you? You know what they're going to say. The ones that can buy are going to say, no, that's okay. We just want to see the numbers. There's no buy-in. They're not excited. That test drive is when they take TMO, total mental ownership. That's when they can see this thing sitting in their driveway. They can see themselves driving it to grandma's house on vacation. So we got to get them in there, and we got to quit asking them. So I also noticed that about 90% of the customers that we did demo gave us an opportunity to write them up. That means they get to come inside and sit down and see the numbers. And that's when they can make an intelligent decision on whether or not they're going to buy or not. That's when we have to ask those 7 most important words in the car business. Do you want to buy the car? But if you didn't demo them, and if you're on the wrong vehicle, which you'll find out if you demo them and they don't like it, then good luck trying to sell them a car. Now, of course, we all have those customers that, hell, they'll stay hanging around with you all day long. The get-me-dones. And we call them a lot of other things. I just don't want to go there right now. But these folks that can't buy are going to be really, really tough. I'm talking about the subprime customers. They'll hang out with you all day long and make you feel good about yourself because you have a customer in front of you and you're walking them through the so-called process, even though we're not. And we end up at the end of the day dry, zero, no sales. It's the ones that didn't demo, the ones that didn't come in and let us present figures to them that got away. They're the ones that can buy. And you know who they are because we call them the next day or two, or at least I hope we call them the next day or two. And first thing we say to them is, hey, do you guys want to come on? Oh, you did. That's right. I hate hearing that from my salespeople. Yeah, they bought a car somewhere else. And a lot of times it wasn't even the same vehicle they were looking at on your lot. So this weekend, let's get fired up. This Friday and Saturday, and if you're open on Sundays, let's get fired up. Let's get some pep in your step. Let's get out there and act like you're excited to have them there with you, because you should be, because now you have an opportunity to tell your story and make a living. Ask them, tell them, we're going on a test drive. Hop on up in here. I want to make sure you like it. Let's go. No more asking. No more putting your tail between your legs. Let's ask them or tell them to drive. Get back, say, come on in, guys. Let's take a look at some numbers, and then we'll get you on the road here in just a few minutes. Now, one thing I've always noticed, that if you sound confident doing these things, guess what the customer will do? Exactly. They'll follow you. So one more time, let's get some pep in your step. Let's get out there smiling, excited that you have a customer in front of you. Tell them you're going on a test drive. Bring them inside, write them up, and give them an opportunity to say yes or no at that time. Remember, the sky's the limit. We'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please rate it and write a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your valuable feedback. You can email Terry at 10minutessalestalk@hot.rr.com. And don't forget to share the show with a friend.